going to discuss about the games. So as we know, in each of the grades, you'll be studying about each of the games. So if you want to study about those things, before that you should know what is the starting of this game. So basically we can classify the games into three types. So the first one is the mini games, and the lead up games, and the organizational games. So if you consider the mini games, so especially according to the participation of the people, so we can further classify the mini games into three things. So one thing is the people who are only one person is participating in that game. So if it's one person is participating, for an example, we can consider the skipping. So the one person is enough to do the skipping, and throwing and catching. Even the throwing and catching, we can do it as a one person, right? And then if we consider the second category, which comes under the mini games, that is pair. So the two people can participate, two people can play that game. So one example is quiz game. So this game, as you know, so there will be two people. So first of all, they'll draw two circles, and two people will be standing in each of the circle, and they will try to pull each of them and try to pull them and get away from that circle. So the person who get away from the circle will be the loser, and who is still standing inside the circle will be the king of that game. And the second one is hopscotch. As we know, we already played this kind of game. So if you see this, so basically they'll be having some kind of square boxes, and that will be labeled as 1 to 6, right? And then we will try to hop with a one leg through these squares, right? If they have two squares, we can keep our two legs inside those squares. So likewise, we have to finish all the 6 squares, and this is how we'll be playing the hopscotch. And then we see the group games are the mini games. So if it's a group, so more than 2 people will be participating for that. So one thing is the step on poison, and other one is the running trees. So we have finished up to these mini games. So then we are moving on to the lead up games, which is not much mentioned in grade 6 syllabus. However, you will be studying and you have studied sometimes about these lead up games in grade 7, 8 and 9. Yeah. So basically, if it's a lead up games, that used to improve the skills of the organizational games. So basically, so we'll be having some practices regarding this lead up games. So we'll be having some practices to improve the skills. So as we know, if it's netball and football and all, so those are the organizational games. So they'll be having some skills related to these games. For an example, defending, shooting, something like that. So we have to have that kind of skills comes under these lead up games, right? And the third topic is organizational games. So especially basically these organizational games have the fixed rules and regulations. So we cannot change according to our desire. So those games comes under the organizational games. So for an example, cricket, netball, football and volleyball. So especially we will be studying about this netball, football, volleyball very briefly in each of the grades for the health science, right? So moreover, you have to consider these topics for all these games, for the participants, the ground or the court, how it should be, and the equipments we are using for each of the game. So as we know, if it's a netball, there will be 7 members in a team. So there are some kind of features for the ground as well. It will be a rectangular court, and there will be a goal post will be there, and there is a certain height for that. Likewise, we have to know those things as well. And the equipments for each of the games also you should know. And if you see, even the football is something different from the ball of the netball as well. So there are some features you should know when we are focusing on the organizational game.